American comedian Jerry Seinfeld will return to Australian television screens from this weekend. He's the star of a new campaign for the Greater Building Society, which has branches in New South Wales and Queensland. Jerry reportedly signed on for the series of commercials simply because he liked the idea.
This is such a great story. So Newcastle's Greater Building Society has had an absolute marketing coup. They've actually secured Seinfeld as the face of their new advertising campaign now. The PR exposure it's getting is phenomenal.
Massive. And shot in
New York.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Here. Seinfeld has only done 2 other advertising campaigns in his life. That was for American Express and Microsoft, which are slightly bigger but greater. But apparently he liked this concept so much that he said yes.
A great email from Sandra. She says, I'm a Greater Building Society customer for over 20 years. She said, whenever I travel around Australia and use my credit card or her FPOS card, she always gets comments from salespeople like, oh, I've never heard of that building society before. She said, I've become used to it. But it's all going to change. I was gobsmacked when I saw they've managed to get Jerry Seinfeld. Talk about raising your profile. And then in brackets, I just hope the account fees aren't raised, though.
Number 3, US comedian Jerry Seinfeld has shown up on screen in a surprising new role. The comedian is doing stand-up for the Newcastle Greater Building Society. What a coup.
Mate, now look, I've got to say when I heard this, I thought this is just... I always tell the audiences I talk to, the business audiences, that you're going to have a marketing strategy that's like a purple cow, something that stands out from the crowd. Yes. You clearly have gone for something like that with this program.
This was part of a bigger overall strategy for the society.
Yeah.
We looked at how we could raise our brand profile and raise our awareness, and this was a fantastic way for us to do it. We aimed for the top and we actually achieved it. It was quite an outstanding effort.
But have you calculated the value of media you've got so far?
We're currently doing that. We've been quite blown away by the amount of media coverage we've got before the campaign even started. I mean, it's quite possible we've got enough media coverage that actually paid for the campaign before we even put it to air.
Yeah, and I guess you also have shown ING what they missed out on, because they introduced Billy Connolly, but they didn't. There's no fanfare. You just sort of bobbed up. You've got a lot of free publicity, e.g., my program tonight.
Yes.
Because you've actually realised the media value of it all.
And he's only ever done commercials, I think, for MX and Microsoft before.
That's correct. Yes.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's a real coup for us, isn't it?
Well, you know, I would have thought yesterday, because I didn't know whether it was a G-up when it was first released on the Herald website in Newcastle, although someone's having a lend to me. I can just imagine the tut-tutting at NAB, Commonwealth, Westpac, ANZ, saying they'd be getting... Which idiot didn't think of this idea before they did? But I sat there, I got here pretty early this morning, I sat there and looking at the various things on the internet. You featured on every major TV network in the United States of America, watched by tens of millions of people.
We should have left the branch there, shouldn't we?
Well, I think so. I think you better look at it. Because, again, I don't know what you paid Jerry, but I'll tell you something now. You could not have bought the publicity you've got over the past 48 hours. You know what? I love, stories. And you're not a battler by any stretch of the imagination. You're an organisation. You're highly successful. When a small organisation steals a march on a much larger group of organisations and does what people, including me, thought would have been impossible, on that basis I wanted to actually talk to you and congratulate you.